Hi. Please feel free to put your cameras, mics. This will be better if it is an open conversation. Oh, Bianca, you're there. Hi.
Hi.
All right. So, Bianca, can you hear us? Okay. So, all right. Well, in the shared document, there's a little space for adding your names in case you want to share. And the objective is to ask you 5 questions and see your opinions. My name is Marcela Alfaro, and I was not supposed to be here, but I am. Bianca was the leader of this group, but she's having major technical problems, so I'll try my best to lead this breakout room. So the idea that the reason why Bianca was in charge of this subgroup was because she wrote the first proposal for a training program, an instructor training program. And these are only 5 of many questions that we are still debating, and we wanted to get your input. So maybe if you tell me your background, and perhaps we can start with your opinion on question 1. If the training should be one go or over a period of time. And we use as a reference the carpentry's training, that it's 5 half days, but we are aware that a lot of people are not able to separate 5 half days to get into that training. So I don't know, maybe uh, Mikey? Am I pronouncing your name right?
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah, well, it's actually Mike, but it's really difficult. So I listen to Mikey as well. Yeah. Yeah. So a little bit on my background. I'm working for the Dutch Tech Center for Life Sciences and Health RDA, one of our main health infrastructure in the Netherlands, both on life sciences and health. And I'm a community manager data stewardship. So I'm heavily involved in professionalizing data stewardship, including all the aspects that you just mentioned. And well, I've actually recently took part in a carpentries workshop. It was indeed 5 full days, well, 3/4 of a day. And it was really hard to plan that. If you know it quite some time in advance, it's fine. It really works well. Yeah, so, but it will definitely need more days. You can't do the full program in just a day, because then you only have those introductory things, and that is just, well, you want to have more than only introduction, probably you want to have it hands-on. So regardless of, I'm not sure whether I favor one of the 2 options, but I think if making sure that it's announced in time, I think people can plan accordingly. So I think that is mainly the most important aspect. Plan it maybe 2 months ahead, and then people can either plan 5 days off, or in 1 week, or 5 days in 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending a little bit. If that's, I hope I understood the question right. But yeah.
That was exactly the question. Thank you. Armin.
My name's Armin. I'm from the University of Limerick, where I'm research data manager. But I'm also carpentry instructor, and I have been a teaching fellow in Qatar. So lots of teaching background. So, and with the online teaching, what I have noticed is that people lose interest much quicker. It's much harder to keep people engaged. So I think doing half days instead of full days and spread it out makes a lot of sense. And what I will do with my next round of trainings is not to do them in one go, but doing 3 days in 1 week and then maybe 2 days the next week, and something like that. So far, I'm not sure if that will work better. It's just something that we're trying to do in reaction to the experiences so far.
That's a good point. Thank you, Armin. I don't have a list of names, so I'm going to read the people that just joined the room. Luke, do you want to participate? Okay, so he's saying, or they saying in the chat that if you split, oh, there you are. Okay.
Yes, okay. Hello, I just introduced myself. So
Yes.
I am Luc Decker. I am working in France. I am the administrator of a data repository, but I am doing user support, but I am also providing trainings. So that's why I am interested in the training subject. And I organize training about how to deposit data and things like that, and also how to make data management plan. So my experience is there is a small advantage if you split the training in different times, so people can receive homework to do. But homework, I'm not thinking about school homework. I'm thinking about practice something. We are talking about course for adults, so is you get the idea. Maybe you have done that already.
Thank you. Is anybody else? I have Devika. Is Devika online or?
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Devika. I will not turn on the video because of bandwidth problem. Sorry about that. I'm also the tab liaison for your group, the IG. I was attending in that capacity, but I became interested in this topic, so I dropped into this room. And so we are talking about the instructor training in particular. Instructors are already expected to be busy with their regular jobs, whatever they're doing. They find it a challenge to, have 5 half days dedicated to the training. So that could be difficult. So I agree with Luke that part of this could be, learn at ease kind of modules, maybe supported on an LMS. The instruction, the lessons and the training could be moved to an LMS kind of platform where they could interact in a learn at ease mode. Of course, it could be time, like over maybe 2 weeks time, to give them time to attend at their own pace, and some kind of a monitoring can be implemented there as an assessment module. Like it could be spread out instead of 2 or 5 days continuously. It could be spread out on over 2 weeks maybe, and they can take it at their ease, and then there could be still a monitoring and assessment component as we do in LMS. So a bit of a pedagogical change, but I think that could be effective for this. Just my opinion.
Thank you. That is a really good point. So perhaps if we cover the next two questions together, one of our discussions have to do with the fact that we have limited time, and we would like to discuss pedagogy, and the actual content of the materials. So the question is if we should have a strong emphasis in one of them only, or if we should try to, split efforts. That is the first question. And the second one is if we should focus only on recruiting alumni, people that have already been in the schools and they want to become instructors, or if we should knock doors in a pool of people. Perhaps Mikey, I'm not sure if you have an opinion on these matters, or anybody else that wants to participate.
Yes. Thank you. So regarding the first question, I think we need to do both. We're actually in the context of, Elixir, we're also planning to do a data steward, data manager train the trainer, and we're actually focusing on both those aspects. So both how to train trainers in giving proper trainings in general, that aspect, and the second aspect would be more topic-wise focus on like examples you could run into, like case studies or particular topics like privacy sensitive data or data storage. So I think it needs to be a combination. So I think depends on the background of the people you train. I think both. I know you might be looking for a focus, but I think we need to do both. And let me recap the second question. I think a wider pool. I know you always run into the issue of, well, you need to always start at the start if you have new people, adding to your pool of potential trainers. But I think we need to train as many people, regardless whether it are like actual trainings or train the trainers, better train the trainers, because that's more scalable. So a wider pool, definitely.
So much, Mikey. Anybody else with an opinion on either of these questions? Should we emphasize in pedagogy? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'll come back later.
no, it's okay.
Okay. My 2 cents would be so from what I noticed, difference between the classroom and the online environment. It is much more important to think about how to encourage the engagement and the hands-on, because that is so much harder to do online. So and in the carpentries, what we always try to do is to let one person talks and another person runs around the room and sees how our people are doing, so that you don't lose anybody because they're stuck in a particular field. So and that's the principle of having these 2 people in the room. So online, I think what can be done a little bit is if you do this a little bit, this asynchronous teaching, where you have the pre-recorded videos and the task, and then in parallel you have these kind of drop-in question and answers, so that people watch the videos in one channel and working away, and then having an instructor on standby to solve individual roadblocks. So that's so to think that through from the how to do that and how to implement that for the online environment, I think it's very important to do that. So a big resounding yes to the emphasis on the pedagogy and how to do that.
Thank you. Devika, you wanted to talk before. Are you still there? Or Luke, maybe? As Bianca pointed out, you can also write your comments directly on the document if you prefer to do so.
Well, for the question to choose between the material and the pedagogy, I think is what has been said before, is both are important. Of course, the trainer should master their subject. I think is something which is more achievable. I mean, because pedagogy is something is more a challenge that is never ending. You see what I mean? For example, I am doing trainings about open data and things like that for 1.5 years. I feel I quite the basic, at least I master my subject, but I still thinking about new way to make people learn better. So that's why I say pedagogy is more a challenge, because there are so many methods, and of course there are still some methods that you have not tried yet. I don't know how you say in English, if we say some there is some way where you make the students the attendee to be the teacher, you reverse the seat, for example. This is the kind of pedagogy methods which are more innovative.
Classroom, I think.
Yeah, the reverse classroom, yes. But just to why I mentioned that, just to say there are so many, there is still innovation in pedagogy, and that's why the question is more open. And of course, to have a good material is helps a lot. If you have some clear slide with figures and things like that, which helps to understand that, that's very important.
Thank you so much, Luke. We only have 2 more minutes.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's my bad managing in here. But let's try and cover the last 2 questions. One is, apart from pedagogy and materials, should we be providing training in anything else? For example, running and managing events? And the next question is, how can we encourage more people, particularly alumni, to join as instructors? If you have any opinions from your experience that could help us respond these 2 questions, we appreciate either via the microphone in the next 2 minutes or typing in the suggestion in the shared document. I open the mic for anybody that would like to participate.
So for the encouraging part, so I think what is nice to stress is that when you become an instructor, you get a totally different view on the material and you learn it yourself on a deeper level. So to stress that benefit for the instructor. And then I think if an event runs under a heading like that's the institution you're from is running this, and you might get brownie points with your institution or something. Yeah, so.
Great point. The opportunity to reach another level in understanding the material. Any other opinions on the questions that I just sent? Devika, you're back. Don't worry. Our connections are. Yes, I can see people
Yeah,
adding
can you
in the
hear
notes.
me?
I can hear you. Yes. We are
Thank you.
talking.
I just lost connection.
That happens.
Yeah, but
Do
I
you-
have typed my feedback in the document.
Mhm.
That I agree with Micah that both are important. We can't choose between pedagogy and material, and especially because and also going forward, most things will be moved online, and pedagogical considerations become online or hybrid mode. How do we adapt to pedagogical methods to still stay relevant will be a challenge. So we have to do has to be because the schools always have a mix of students from different backgrounds. It would have to be structured and catering to their needs accordingly. So I think both are important, that they need some focus. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but we were supposed to go back at 05. Am I correct? Or did I? 10 past. Okay,
I
so we
don't
have 4 minutes.
remember.
I thought I heard 5 minutes past, but Bianca says it's 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you so much for help us to complete the answers in the shared document. Maybe, Devika, if you I don't, because you help us to respond the first two questions. We are doing the same for the following questions about if we should be focused on recruiting alumni or if we should be looking for a wider pool. And if there's a way from your experience that we can use to encourage more people, particularly alumni, to join as instructors. If somebody else wants to participate with their opinion, you are very welcome to do so.
Can I come in?
Yes, please.
Yeah, just like there is a call for students, I think we should do a call for instructors and make it widely publicized and see what kind of a response we would get.
There's and this is related to the third question, and perhaps I didn't explain well when we were
Sorry,
talking.
I've been lagging because I got kicked out, and I'm sorry. I'm just a disruptive technology over here now.
It's okay, and like we all are having small technological issues. The question was because we following the model from carpentries, we were expecting to have people already familiar with our curriculum, and so we thought at some point that allowing only alumni to be the future instructors will be a good idea. But your point, I think we have an agreement on the answer of wider pool. If somebody else wants to add on why we should focus on a wider pool of people and not just the alumni, your feedback is really welcome in that sense. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your feedback. We're 1 minute away, so we are going to go back to the general group. Again, thank you so much. This is, as Bianca said on the chat, this is really valuable for us, and I hope you can be part of the effort of training trainers in the future. Yes, and thank you so much, Bianca, for taking the notes. This is great. I'll see you in the other room. Bye. Now the question is, how do I leave the room? There's a link that says back. Okay.